Children, let us view few question and answers about this case study 2027 for computer science students for IBTP. So let us see what are the things we will have to learn in this. Okay. So the key topics what standard level children students have to learn is diffusion models and denoising processes, noise injection, text to image and conditional generation, model evaluation factors, ethical considerations, that is bias and copyright. And for higher level, they need to understand what is generator, what is discriminator, and hybrid models, and VAs, and flow-based models, and mode collapse. Now, let us see question and answers. Define noise injection in a diffusion model. So noise injection is a process of adding random noise to an image or data as part of the diffusion process. So diffuse, by the name itself, you can understand that the clear image is being added some noise and it is being made as blur or noise is added so that it will understand at that noise point also. From that noise point, how can it how can it generate the clear image also? It will learn, it will train here. So starting point for image generation, a part of iterative denoising process. So it keeps on adding the noises to the images step by step. So millions of times this happens, and neural denoiser gradually removes noises. Explain why diffusion models require significant computational resources. So since this denoising process is being continually done million times, so the noise is gradually removed multiple steps, and again because many steps are required, many times the process has been performed, the image is created into noise image. So significant computational resources and processing time may be needed. For example, instead of CPU, we may need a TPU or GPU. So in that case, we need to go for different computational resources to improve that processing time. A company wants to use generative AI for advertising images. Explain two factors you should consider. So when they have to generate an image by using an AI, they have to first try to understand the output quality should be highly resolution. Yeah. And the other thing is computational efficiency. That means the existing hardware infrastructure. So whether the CPU is enough, whether GPU is enough, whether TPU is enough, if they don't have anything here, then they can go for cloud computing also in this hardware issue. Then explain how bias in training data can affect the generative AI output. If the training data set contain biased data, then the AI may learn the same patterns what is there in the data set. As a result, generated images may contain inaccurate or unfair representations. For example, if the doctors, all the images are men, then definitely the output will be men. So you can't expect a man. So there is again gender bias happening here because the data set was incorrect. Explain adversarial relationship between the generator and the discriminator. So the generator creates synthetic images. The discriminator compares these images with real images and tries to identify whether they are real or fake. For example, generator can be thought as a student who writes something, whereas the discriminator, you can think like a teacher who will be correcting, who will be comparing the answer with the real answer and try to understand whether it is a fake image or a real image or real answer or a fake answer. Discuss one problem that may occur during GAN training and how it can affect image generation. So the problem we may get is generator produces limited variations. It can't generate more than like a variety of images. So as a result, although the generated images may look realistic, they may lack variety. So because the reason is the training instability. If you don't train properly, then this happens. Lack of diversity in outputs, and the impact is reduced creativity. Explain why a company might choose a hybrid model instead of using a single generative AI. So if I combine more models, then I can get the strength of all the models. That is the thing. Like different models have different strengths and weaknesses. Like different students have different qualities of producing the output. So if we can combine all together and make a project, if four students have the individual capability, then all the four capabilities will be joined together in order to project the project properly. In the same way, the different models have different strengths and weaknesses. So by combining all these diffusion model, GAN and VA and flow-based models, we would be having better image quality, greater control over the output. Explain the purpose of DDPM and describe the denoising process. So the DDPM formalizes the process of gradually adding or removing noise during training and generation. So the first model will be trained with some data sets, and then it also then try to generate the new models or new images. So what is denoising process? It starts with random noises. So it injects the noise in the image. Then it iterates refinement. Again, it keeps on refining the noise, and then neural denoiser, that is CNN algorithm, gradually reconstructs the features again to produce a new image or clear image. Pattern recognition based on the training data. So when it is trained, it will understand whether it is cat or dog or what shape it has, what color it has. So all the features of individual parts of the image also. Now, visionary studios must evaluate multiple factors when selecting a model. What are the three factors? So, the output quality and the training stability and the consistency. So, these three things you have to keep in. Describe the role of latent space in VAs and how it enables flexibility. So VIs learn to represent images in a latent space. That means a compressed and organized version of the original data where similar images are placed closer together. So in latent space, we will be having compressed representation of the images. Similar images are positioned closer together. Enables modification and generation in different ways. So what is the benefit of VA? Flexibility will be there. Experimentation, more experimentation can be done. And what is the difference between VA and flow-based? Here, latent space exploration is done where similar images are brought in closer together, whereas flow-based exact mapping will be happening. Flexibility prioritized, whereas precision prioritized. Artistic exploration, transparency and reproducibility. The same exact thing will be reproduced here, whereas here the features will be added here. Discuss the ethical and legal considerations that visionary studios must address. So, data set curation. If you have any copyrighted material or any biased material, then you have to recheck. Otherwise, it will produce an inaccurate output. And the transparency is also very important. If you don't have the transparency and disclosure, what it is disclosing, or what type of data you are using, then it will be a legal and ethical issue. And explain how hybrid models combine the strengths of different generative AI approaches. Since hybrid models combine different types of generative AI to overcome the limitations of single approach. So these are the few models which has the strengths. So all these strengths will be combined together to produce a better quality of. So the SL students should understand all these topics, and HR students, other than this, they have to take care of all these things. Thank you very much, children. Bye.